Hello everybody, Mannix here. This is an XL size current modern cold steel Voyager with the Tanto blade. As of mid-late 2023, this is the latest model you can get. Really, really awesome knives. Pick your size, large or XL. They're both fantastic. A lot to hold on to. Really aggressive, affordable. AUS 10A blade steel. So much cutting edge to work with right there. Extremely fast deployment for being a lockback style knife. And speaking of which, it's a triad lock, one of the strongest locking mechanisms in the world. I think they're cool looking. They're kind of like the Glocks of the knife world. A lot to hold on to, a lot of different options. Just a 10 out of 10. Absolutely love these Voyagers, man. But let's go back in time a little bit. Here we have the old model extra large Tanto Voyager from Cold Steel. It's almost a completely different knife. Technically, I see it as a downgrade overall, but I still really like these things for being so lightweight. Very, very featherweight like tactical blades. Not quite as strong of a locking mechanism. It's just a lock back. Still stronger than a liner lock. Still a lot to hold on to. It's slightly shorter, I think by 0.5 inches. These newer Voyagers are certainly more massive, more thick, beefier, heavier, but a lot stronger, so that just makes sense. 5.5 inch blade, then we got a 5 inch blade there. A little bit longer handle to work with. These newer Voyagers are a lot thicker, and again, we got that triad lock instead of the lock back. They're both tip-up carry, pocket clips are pretty similar. These new guys are all about strength, durability. These guys are all about carryability. Much easier to carry, and still a great tactical blade. Now, let's step down to the smaller size of the old style Voyager, the large. They don't make these anymore either. There was something about these knives that I missed after they done away with these things a little over a decade ago. They swapped these style Voyagers with their new ones, with their beefier handles, the AUS 10A instead of the VG1, which I would say is a bit of a downgrade. Anyway, I still love how lightweight and simple these are. The Grivex handles, or FRM, whatever you want to call it, lockback. Not much more going on with these things. Very lightweight, still very grippy, still a good tactical blade, but it's more of a medium duty blade. I wouldn't call it heavy duty. Absolutely not. No steel liners in there. It's just a lockback rather than a triad lock. But hey, back in the day, people used lockbacks all the time to do very hard tasks, and most of the time did not have any issues as far as I know. But I miss these things. I always wanted these, and that's why I started collecting the older model Voyagers, because I miss the simple, lightweight knives. Cold Steel, at the time anyway, when I was collecting these, did not have many of those to offer whatsoever. These days, it's a little different. Now we got like the Pro Light, and a handful of other simple blades that are also lightweight, more medium, lighter duty folders. Although with that triad lock, it's hard to say just medium duty. You could still categorize them as hard use, but regardless, my prayers were answered when Cold Steel came out with this Range Boss right here. Handful of people have brought this up before, but I'm also going to bring it up. It's kind of like the modernized version of the old style Voyagers. They're both slim. In fact, the Range Boss is even more slim. They both still have very grippy side traction, although they're quite different. Our old model Voyager has like a diamond-like pattern triangles. This guy's got more of like a skateboard tape pattern, which I'm going to say is actually more grippy. So we got a more grippy grip right over here, so that's an improvement, although it is very, very aggressive on pants. Both of their pocket clips I don't love their design. They look pretty similar. Range Boss is a little bit more rounded, but this is really, really tight out of the package. I actually loosened this myself. You can see my skin poking through the handle in between where the pocket clip pinches down just a little bit. I loosened this myself because it was so damn grippy. I complained about that a ton in my review of this knife. Still absolutely love the folder. They don't have a Tanto Range Boss yet. Cold Steel, if you're watching this, could you make a Tanto Range Boss? I would buy like one of those things. That'd be great. Overall lengths, very similar, pretty much spot on. Cutting edge length is the same, but we got a triad lock on this. Triad lock instead of a lockback. And that's easily an upgrade. Deploys very quick. Really good lockup because of that triad lock. They're both tip-up carry. Both very, very lightweight folders. They're both Grivex or FRN handle scales with no steel liners. Which one's heavier? Let's find out. Our old model Voyager clocks in at 3.71 ounces according to my scale, and our Range Boss 3.35. Winner, even lighter. So the Range Boss is slimmer, lighter, and stronger than our old model Voyager. The only hit I will give it is that its blade steel is, yeah, 41/16. Sorry, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's a very, very simple, cheap steel. but it turned a lot of people off initially when Cold Steel started throwing this stuff on a lot of their blades. I don't mind it, but it's not a good blade steel. It works fine. It gets really, really razor hella sharp, and it's very easy to resharpen, but it doesn't have a whole lot else going for it. It's so simple, and it does not retain its edge very well at all. It's very soft, so that kind of sucks. I just kind of wish they went with the AUS 8A on this guy. But it is kind of cheap now, you know, a little above the $30 range in mid-late 2023. When I first made the video on this guy, I kind of complained about its price point. It was more like 41, 42 bucks. That was a little expensive at the time, but about a year later, it went down a good $10 or so. So now I can recommend this guy a lot more. These guys used to have the AUS 8A, which I believe this one does, this version of the old model Voyager. Later in 2006, they upgraded it to the VG1. But whether you have the AUS 8A or VG1 version of this old model Voyager right here, both of those steels are a lot better than the 4116. So I will give this that advantage. But if I were to say anything, this stuff resharpens really, really easily. So if you want to carry this as a defensive blade, I say, hell yeah, do it, man. Keep that edge nice and sharp. Despite it being so slim, it's extremely grippy, and we have a really, really effing strong locking mechanism. It deploys out really quickly. For 31 bucks, it's hard to beat. You have a lot of reach right here, and I do like how it's so slim. You'll kind of forget it's on you. It's so slim, it's so light. You can carry it as an everyday carry folder. It's not the most convenient, neither of these are, because they're thumb studs / lockback knives, which means you got to close them with two hands. Not the end of the world. But knives that have side actuating locking mechanisms are just a lot more easy. But that being said, the Triad Lock trumps them all as far as strength is concerned. And at this speed, I can't really complain. Just wanted to make a quick little compare and contrast video of the old model Voyagers with the now current Range Boss knife. They're very, very similar blades. So if you missed these old model Voyagers right here, make something as light as that with that same size, that same configuration. I miss these old Voyagers. I want one again. Well, enter the Range Boss. I see it as the new and improved. Yeah, I'm going to say this is easily an improvement over the old model Voyagers. Again, all of the things the Voyager does well, I think the Range Boss does better, other than the blade steel. Slimmer, grippier, lighter. Ambidextrous because you can swap the pot clip to the left side. The Voyager you cannot. If you also like the large sized modern Voyagers, but you just want something a little bit more slim and more light, Range Boss, dude, go with this one. It'll answer all of your problems. It's like a Voyager lost weight. But I still have a very special place in my heart for these old model Voyagers. Love them, that's why I collect them. But I just thought it was an interesting comparison. After a very long time, I was like, wait a minute, I miss knives like this. The lightweight, slim knives from Cold Steel. They didn't have many of them until more recently. But there you go. And feel free to subscribe, hit that little bell notification if you do not want to miss weekly knife gun gear videos. And feel free to support me on Patreon, link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Mannix out.